Okay, so now we saw how to extract the curve, how to split it, how to delete it, how to merge it. But let's say that the extracted orientation you have doesn't exactly cut it for you. You need something else. So if you need something else, let's say, I don't know, you would like that to be, it's now at 45-degree angle, you want it to be at 40, let's say, or instead of being like 45-degree all along, you would like this side here to start at, I don't know, 30 degrees and finish at 45. So those are all things that you can do and achieve. To do that, you go to Tools and then to Modify Curve. This is a fairly new feature. It was released like a few months after Create Curve. So it's constantly improving itself. We did some major improvement recently, but there's still some stuff that can be a bit weird. So don't be super surprised. Here this is something we're working on. We prefer giving you a kind of working feature than no feature at all. So if you click on Modify Curve, this is where you'll have access and really in use of everything here, because before we were just using this sections here, but now you will have all of this. So let's select a point. So I'm going to start by selecting this point here at the corner. So by selecting this point, you'll see that the point I selected becomes like transparent, and then you have dark blue up to light green. So those are the points that will be affected by the modification I'm going to do. So, and as you can see here, if I move my mouse around, there's a bunch of kind of cyan, transparent-ish arrows that appears. And they move mostly where my mouse is, but you can see that they also move a bit in this direction. So the concept of that is that the color will kind of show you how much effect you have on a given point along a curve. So if it's blue, dark blue, you have like full control on that point, and then later up to like very light gray have almost no effect on. This will be decided by here the interpolation method you're using. So either constant, linear, or exponential. So linear is if I'm moving like 5 degrees or 10 degrees, let's say on this point here, 10 points later I'm going to be moving 1 degree, and 11 points later I'm going to be moving 0 degree. So 10, 9, 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. If I go for constant, everything will be dark gray or so, and all the points will be affected equally here. So if I move 10, 15 degrees, everything will be moved 15 degrees. And then you have the exponential, which have a lot of impact on the first few points, but the impact fades out very quickly. Then you have a slider here. If I go back to linear and I zoom out a bit, you have a slider that will decide how many points or how far you are actually impacting your path. So if I bring it all the way to this point here, it will impact all the points along the curve section here. So just like that. If I go like halfway, it will affect halfway. If I go full on and I go constant, now all the points will be modified from the same amount. If I go exponential, like a lot of motion at the beginning, but little motion at the end. So exponential is kind of more of a Ness curve. In fact, no, not a Ness curve, but like that or like that. Anyway, the point is that you have way more impact at the beginning than at the end. Compared to, there's not a big difference between exponential and linear in this case here. Exponential has more impact if you are, quite frankly, I don't exactly know what will be the difference in between here, because I don't see any difference here. I didn't dig too much. I've never used exponential, to be honest. I always either use constant or linear, as I think they make more sense. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Then you have the slider for distance along the path, which is always checked. And you also have, if you unchecked it, it will be distance like as a radius of the point here. So that's not exactly the same thing. So you will see here, that gives me more definition like here because I'm kind of in a radius. But as soon as I come here, like things get selected very quickly because they are not farther away from, not very far away from that point here. Compared to if I select here along the path, it's really like along the path. That's why you kind of see a difference in the colors here, because here the distance is pretty more similar from that point here to there to there to there than it is like if we really respect the path that you're following. Then you have the projection section at the bottom here. Projection section will give you either none, which means you can like kind of, none, which means you can kind of move. I'm gonna go none in here. You can move in all directions. By the way, if stuff are very like big and like the points are very close to one another, you'll have a hard time going in this direction because you're kind of selecting more than one point at a time. So you can press minus if you want, and now you still have access to everything that is like here, like that. So you can move in all directions. If you then can go to perpendicular, so perpendicular will kind of rotate. Let's say if the line is right here, you'll be able to rotate all around the line, perpendicular to the line at all time. So like that. And if I was to be, in the other direction here like that, it's kind of straight. And you have the possibility to go tangent, and tangent is like the other way around, where it's tangent with the path. You then have the option to go by step. So I could say here, here by step I want to go by step of 5 degrees. So I have like, where am I at 45? Then I can go to, so this is where I am at 45. Did I add a tangent here without noticing? Okay, so let's say that I want to add a 5-degree rotation here, be at 50 degrees instead of 45. I'm gonna go and add a constant motion. I'm gonna add like 1 tick here because this will be by step of. Same thing as when you're kind of extracting the curve. So I'm gonna go here and then 1 tick up, it's 5 degrees. So now the whole path is like rotated 5 degrees. You can do that for just 1 point if you want. So I'm gonna go and let's say do this one here, bring that to the lowest point, and then in this case go tangent potentially, and then a 45-degree tangent here. Tool, modify curve, select 45-degree. So now this section of the path here is like from 90 to 45 here. I told you before that the split, right-click, split curve, and set point spacing had some issues. I discovered one the other day by doing this example. If I go and do that, and let's say go for 10 millimeters, the issue is that the rotations are kind of upside down, if I can say. The interpolation, instead of having like the 90 degrees here and the 45-degree here, and then kind of re-squaring ourselves to 45-degree angle here to like a 90-degree angle, it's the other way around. So I need to bring that up to my dev team. Potentially it's going to be fixed in the version you're using right now. I hope so. But yeah, I bring that up recently. We'll see how much time it takes to fix that little one here. So yeah, that's how you use the modify curve feature. I like it. It's a good way to just do some quick modifications to a path. That combined with the split and merge and everything gives you quite a bit of control on the actual orientation of the path. Yeah, this way. I hope it helps. Let's go to the next video.